Welcome to Booked, Busy, and Building, the podcast for dreamers, doers, and everyday people making it happen. Whether you're building a business, a mindset, or a better version of yourself, this is your space to stay grounded, get inspired, and keep growing no matter how full your calendar gets. So if you're chasing your dreams and figuring it out as you go, this is your space to stay motivated and keep building. So tune in every week for new episodes. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Booked, Busy, and Building. Today, we are going to be talking all about how to become your own passion project, because I feel like so many of us are constantly pouring into our jobs and other people and projects that don't really reflect who we truly are, or they're simply just things that are not worth our time, because I feel like sometimes we're investing in everything except ourselves. And what if you became your own passion project? What if you really started to pour into your own cup and you started to do everything it is that you say you wanted to do, all the things it is that you dream of doing, and you actually accomplished your goals instead of just writing it down and then completely forgetting about it? The version of you that is constantly evolving and learning and creating and growing, like, you are not doing that for validation, but you're doing it because you know that you're worth the investment, and you know that whatever it is you want at the end of the day, it is worth it. So in this episode, I really want to dive into what it really takes to become your own passion project, and what does this really mean, and whether it is romanticizing your growth or falling in love with the process and the evolution, you need to treat your life like every day is worth it, and you need to actually go after what it is that you want, and it's about doing things intentionally, piece by piece. So let's dive in. Number one is romanticize your process. Obviously, when you're working towards your dreams or your goals or something that is a little bit above average and it's not as easy to obtain, it is going to be hard. It's not going to be easy, which is why you need to stop waiting for milestones and start celebrating yourself today. Give yourself the pat on the back, tell yourself you're proud of yourself, and give yourself your flowers because you deserve it. If you are constantly waiting for this big moment or this big milestone to finally celebrate or to finally be happy with yourself, you are going to be waiting for forever. And this is coming from someone who is literally an overachiever and is always reaching the next thing and the next thing, and is already thinking, what is the next thing I'm going to accomplish? What's the next thing I'm going to do? Like, you need to actually sit down with yourself, be proud of yourself, soak in that love and that success and that happiness, and start appreciating the small everyday things. Appreciate that everyday progress, because you are only going to get bigger from there. But it's like, you need to also soak in how far you've come and start seeing yourself as this person that's like an art piece almost in progress. Like, you're not fully finished, but you are beautiful where you are right now, and it is amazing that you got yourself to where you are right now. So even though you're not this finished project it is that you want to be, you are in progress towards where it is that you want to be. Give yourself the love and the flowers and the success that you deserve, because it's not easy to get to where it is that we want to be, but not many of us are going to try. Not many people are going to finish out into the end. A lot of people are going to stop halfway to the finish line, and they're going to say, hey, I can't do this anymore. I don't know how much longer this is going to take. I'm just going to give up. And the real ones are the ones that are going to stay until the end, that are going to keep going. They're going to keep pushing because they want to see what is going to happen in the end. And it's so hard, because when you don't see a timeline, when you don't see that light at the end of the tunnel, sometimes you don't even know if it's worth it to keep going. But it's like, you will never know unless you actually just keep doing it. So why would you not try? Like, it's already a rarity that we are alive and that we are here on this earth. Why would you not want to keep going and see like where it is that you could go, and if you could achieve all of your dreams and all the things it is that you want to do? When I think about my dream life and all the things it is that I want to accomplish, I genuinely cannot see a life where the things it is that I want don't come true. Like, when I think about myself 10, 15, 20 years from now, I do not see a version of my life where what it is that I want does not happen, because I am so set in the fact and in the confidence that I know it is going to happen. But it's because I show up every day now, and I always have shown up in my early teens and in my 20s, like the work ethic and the confidence, the mindset. Like, I have been working towards what it is that I want for years, that I know one day it is going to happen. And that's also why I document my growth. That's another thing that I want to mention, is document what it is that you are doing and what you're working towards, whether it is through journaling or through photos and videos. Like, document your process, because you are going to want to look back on this one day. Speak kindly to yourself the way that a friend or a loved one would talk to you. And I saw this TikTok yesterday that said, when we get compliments or when someone says something about us, it's like, sometimes you look back and you think, wait, this is how you see me? Like, this is what you think? And it makes you question, like, what if I started seeing myself in the way that other people see me? Like, when my friends compliment me, what if I started complimenting myself that way as well? And I didn't just wait for other people to say it. Like, what if I started believing what other people see me as? Your entire life and your entire mindset could change. Number 2 is build a routine that feeds into your future self. So ask yourself, what does the future you do on a daily? What is their routine? What do they do when they wake up? What do they do right before they go to bed? What do they do throughout the day? Like, you need to structure your routine going forward based off of the answer to this question. So really, like, think, what does your future self do? And what can you start doing today to start feeding into that? For me, when I think about my future self, I'm like, okay, she works out, she goes to the gym, she is consistent with her work, she's successful in like all these different categories, etc. And I'm like, let me break this down now and actually put it into a perspective where like I can start doing this today. So I started waking up early. I'm literally filming this podcast episode at 6 a.m. I woke up at 5:30. That's also why I'm wearing glasses, because I look so tired and I went to sleep a little bit late, but I knew I have to wake up early and I have to film this because I wasn't able to do it yesterday. So I got to sacrifice a little bit of my sleep to be able to get this up and running. But it's like, I knew that the successful version of myself in the future, who has a top podcast and has a top media company and has all of these things, she's consistent with her work. So I'm going to have to sacrifice a little bit right now to be able to get that success that I want in the future. And same thing with all the other things it is in life. Like, I want to be very educated. I want to be a reader. So what am I doing right now? I pick out a set of books every single month it is that I want to read. And I am working towards being that future me starting today. You should also add some creative rituals into your everyday life, like doing some weekly resets or some brainstorming sessions, even going on a morning or a night walk and listening to a podcast or a YouTube video. Like, when you get back into that creativeness and when you start really thinking about different ideas and you're listening to interviews or podcasts or YouTube videos, like, that can really get you so many good ideas. And I sometimes get the best random ideas when I'm listening to inspiring YouTube videos or when I'm listening to interviews and podcast episodes. Like, when I hear someone say something, it makes me think, how can I tap this back into my business, even if they're in a completely different industry than me? And sometimes I get really good ideas from that. And also, you want to look at the people that came before you and how they got to where they are today and think, like, what are some things that you can do that got them to where they are today? How can you start sprinkling that into your own life? With that comes a lot of reflection, but also rest. And I know that I just said I woke up early and I had to sacrifice a little bit of my sleep to get this video up, but I do this very rarely. I am all about my rest. I'm all about recovery, because when you are constantly on go mode and you treat yourself like you're a machine, you are going to lead to burnout. This has happened to me so many times where I am constantly trying to pump out content or pump out a million different things, and it just leads to me being in a creative rut, or I get burnt out, or I just don't even know what to make a video about anymore or what to do. So you need to rest, you need to reflect, and you need to spend a lot of time with yourself. A lot of people don't know how to be alone, and that's not a good thing, because when you are alone, you can get the best ideas. You can also just get so many different things done. Prioritize these moments where it is a little bit of peace and quiet, and also keep your habits connected to your identity. Habits are going to stick when it feels like you, and when it feels like you are actually working towards something, that is where you want to be in the future. If you are just picking goals and habits and building a routine that has nothing to do with where it is that you want to be in the future, or literally has nothing to do with what you want to accomplish at all, you are not going to want to do it. If you don't care about being healthy and you want to prioritize your body and your mind, you are not going to care to wake up early to work out. If you don't care about being educated or wanting to read certain things, you're not going to care about picking up that book. So it's like pick habits and things that actually identify with who it is that you want to be, and you are going to be 20 times more motivated to actually want to get up and do that thing. Number 3, this is probably the most important tip, is detach from external validation. So don't just make yourself this brand, make yourself this foundation of I am unshakable. No one can tear me down. No one can take me down. You are someone that is building longevity, and you are not doing it based on outside approval. Like, you don't care what other people think or what other people are going to say. You are doing things because you know where it is that you want to be, and that is all that matters. The more that you care about what other people think and what other people want for you and where they think you should be, the less happier you are going to be in life. You know where it is that you want to be. Keep that tunnel vision and just keep going. There are so many of us that let such great ideas die, or we just get shot down by our friends or family, or as soon as you have this cool idea or you have something it is that you want to do and then they shut it down, it's like you lose all motivation. Like, no, you need to just go after what it is that you want to do and stop seeking the approval from others. When you give yourself that stamp of approval of I know what it is that I want and this is what I'm working towards, I don't care what anybody says, you are going to get so much more done. There are so many people that I have known throughout my entire life that have always said, I want to do this, I want to do that, or I'm going to start doing this, and they do it for like a week or two and then they stop, and then you never hear them talk about that thing again or do that thing again. And then a few months later they pick up something else and they're like, hey, I'm going to do this. And while there's nothing wrong with trying new things, that is completely different from actually sticking something out and seeing like, is this worth it? If you want to start a podcast, you should actually film a few episodes, make a few scripts, come up with some ideas, make the social media pages, and stick with it for 6 months and then see if it is worth it. Even a year. Really stick something out to see if it is going to be worth it, but do not do it based off of wanting the external validation from other people to show them like, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like, no, you need to be doing things for yourself. And with this comes focusing on internal wins. Be confident, be consistent, have that clarity, keep going towards what it is that you want. And you need to accept that not everyone is going to get it. Not everyone is going to know what it is that you're doing or what you're working towards, and your growth, your progress, like whatever it is that you're doing, it's going to be misunderstood, and that is completely okay. Because like I said, if you know in your head where it is that you want to be and what it is that you are working towards, it doesn't matter if people don't understand, because people have their own things they need to focus on. You have what it is that you are focusing on, and you know that in your heart, like what you're doing is something that you love and you are passionate about it. So not a lot of people are going to get that passion. They're not going to get that love. When I was first starting out on social media, a lot of people were just looking at me like, this girl is embarrassing. She thinks that she's going to be a content creator, all these kinds of things. People had a lot of different thoughts. And the thing is that if I would have let that stop me, I wouldn't have been able to even get to the position that I'm in today. If I would have listened to what people said about me starting social media back when I was in high school and I never kept sticking with it all throughout college, I wouldn't be sitting in my own apartment right now. I wouldn't have been able to buy myself the things it is that I want. I wouldn't have been able to travel the world. Literally all of that has come from money that I have made from my own videos, from my own hard work and my own content that I am putting out there. So it's like all of those experiences, all of those things that have led me to where I am today have been because of a sole decision that I made years ago. And if I would have kept listening to those people, I wouldn't have accomplished any of that, and I don't even know where I would be right now. Success is always going to be quiet at first. Not many people are going to see the late nights. They're not going to see the early mornings. They're not going to see any of those things it is that you are doing, but the results are going to speak for themselves when the time is right. So just keep going, and one day it's going to be all worth it. Number 4 is experiment with reinvention. You need to let yourself pivot. You need to try new things. It does not matter how old you are, especially if you are in your 20s, if you're a teen, whatever it is, like it does not matter. You need to try new things and you need to pivot, because something that maybe was super passionate for you years ago might not be the thing that is working right now. And maybe you just need to rebrand or jazz it up a little bit. That's totally fine. But try new things, experiment, and don't be afraid, because it does not mean that you failed. Just because you try something new, just because you go into a new industry or get a new job or switch your degree or try something else, like it does not mean that you're a failure. If something something is not working anymore, it's not clicking, that is fine. Like, you can literally get up and try something new. There are so many things available on the internet that you can read about, that you can watch. Like, when I realized I wanted to go to the Fashion Institute of Technology for college, I was like, let me do some research online. And I found a bunch of YouTube videos from people that had applied, and they were giving tips on their admissions essay, and they were doing vlogs of going to school. Like, I was really going into that research mode of, let me see what this thing is about. And I was like, yeah, I want to do this. And not everything is going to be available like that, obviously. Like, when I realized that I wanted to start a media company, I didn't really see that much information about it on the internet, but I was like, this makes sense for me, and this is what it is that I want to do. So I just tried it and I stuck it out, and now I am so grateful that I have transitioned and pivoted my agency into that. But it's all about trying new things, even when you're bad at them in the beginning, or even when you are not getting the exact result. You gotta always stay curious. You have to always be learning, always be a student of life. You are never done with school. Like, you have to just keep learning every single day and keep that passion alive. Update where it is that you are, update your environment and whatever is around you to match where it is that you want to be. Make a vision board, journal every day, keep quotes and things around you. Make certain quotes and your role models, your wallpaper on your phone, on your desktop. Like, keep that energy going, and be careful what it is that you are consuming, because this has a lot to do with your mindset and confidence and what it is that you're working towards. Like, if you are constantly taking in content that doesn't make you feel good, or you never really feel your best after you are watching this certain video or this kind of content, you need to get rid of it completely and start curating your phone and your feed to what it is that you want to be. When I started watching videos about motivation, and when I started following my role models and different entrepreneurs online, I started consuming more of that content, and that reflects now back into myself. So when I open Instagram or TikTok, I know I'm going to get some kind of video about mindset or motivation. And obviously I follow some fun accounts. I have some fun things online, obviously. Like, I find really good memes, but at the same time, like, I am really big on, I want my phone to be curated towards getting my mindset better. And so updating your environment can really, really help with that. Number 5 is treat self-development like a creative project. You need to have fun with what it is that you are doing. You need to enjoy it and really treat it like it is this fun project, but at the same time, do the work and show up every single day and keep pouring into your own cup. When you are looking at what it is that you're doing and it's not fun, you don't want to do it, it feels like a drag, then you are obviously not going to enjoy it, and it's going to show in what it is that you're doing. If you want to be a content creator just to make money and you have no passion for creating things, you are going to give up very easily. If you want to be a business owner or an entrepreneur, but you only care about the money and the materialistic aspect of it, you are not going to care, and you're not going to be there for the low months, and you're not going to keep pushing because your heart is not in it. Your passion and all the things it is that are real and that should be inside of you are not there because you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Make certain seasons of your life this theme and be like, okay, I'm in this season of my life right now. I'm in this era of my life right now, because I feel like that can also make it fun. And I do that in my own way where I set a mantra for every single month, and I'm like, this is what I want this month to be about. So if one month I'm like, I want to slow down a little bit more and I want to put more time back into me, I'm going to find a quote or a mantra and make that my theme for the month. I do this, and I've been doing this for over a year now, and I feel like it's really fun because, like I said, it gives you almost this like era or this season and this theme for where it is that you currently are. And I also love the idea of creating a challenge for yourself and seeing if you can actually accomplish it. Like, what if for 30 days in a row you did a focus sprint and you just focused on what it is that you had to do, like writing a newsletter every day for 30 days, going to the gym every day for 30 days, posting a TikTok every day. Like, try to create these mini challenges for yourself, because I feel like that can be really fun to see just how far you can go. And if you can do something for 30 days in a row every day, that is so impressive. And I know it doesn't sound like a long time, but there are so many people who drop off after day 2, day 3, day 7, and they're like, I cannot do this anymore. So try to make these mini challenges and see how far you can get. Find inspiration inspiration outside of your comfort zone. Don't just constantly be in your comfort zone. Get out the house a little bit, go to events, travel to new cities, read new books, meet new people, go to events. Like, it is really about getting out of your comfort zone. And that's actually one of the goals that I wrote for myself for October, was to try to get out of the house more, because I'm constantly in the house working, editing, being on my computer. And so I have some fun events coming up in the next few weeks. But before, I was saying no to a lot of events, and I was turning down a lot of different things that had to do with in-person stuff because I wanted to be home. I wanted to keep working. And it's like, there is so much more to life than just being in front of the computer all day and doing work and typing away. There is more to life than that. It's also about connection and community and meeting people. So I'm like, you know what? Like, I want to go out and I want to start going to events again and connecting with other people in my industry, with other content creators, entrepreneurs, and all of those kinds of things. But it's about getting out of your comfort zone, and be proud of yourself that you are a work in progress, because progress is the proof that you are showing up every single day. You're living intentionally and you are making every single day worth it. Every single day is not always going to go as planned. That is completely out of our control. But what is in our control is how we show up and the things that we do. So even if you had 5 things to get done on your to-do list and you only did 3 or you only did 2, at least you did something, and that is 2 or 3 more things that you have done than yesterday and the day before that. So really, like, be proud of this work in progress moment that you are in, because you are still showing up every single day, and that is something that most people are not doing. Thanks for tuning in to Booked, Busy, and Building, where we keep it real, stay growing, and are always showing up for ourselves. Remember that you're not behind, you're in the middle of becoming, so keep building what matters, and the life you want is already yours. And until next time, stay booked, stay busy, and keep building.